Good morning, everybody. I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
Today we're going to talk a little bit about
The speech around
Trump's speech. Chris, you want to start it?
Yeah, I can. For me, it was just I actually didn't see it until later on. I just noticed people were losing their mind over it. Democrats were just going crazy. It was racially dividing and just a horrible thing to say. And I want to know what he said, so I went and listened to it. It's in the national. It's actually hard to find too. It's the one he did at National Archives.
Well, they're starting to take some of it. YouTube's starting to take some of it down.
I noticed because I actually looked for it today for you, and when I did yesterday, there was like 5 of them. Today there was 1 of them, and I had to spell everything out perfectly to get to it. And there's only 1 of them there.
YouTube pulling videos down. That's kind of
Facebook, YouTube, Twitter.
Yeah, that's a shame. I didn't take anything on there as racial for what he was saying. It was a good speech that he made.
It was level volumed and just said positive things. And that's the only thing I can see that they had wrong with it. It said positive things. And he was saying that we're not racist. We're not inherently racist. We're not racist from the beginning. And that's the only thing, because now they're saying you have to say that you're racist. You have to say that you're this, you're that. Whether you feel you are or not doesn't matter. You are. You're white. You're racist.
I'm glad he touched on the Mount Rushmore. If anybody's been to Mount Rushmore, that's a beautiful place.
Oh, yeah.
And for the Dems and Black Lives Matter, wanting to take it down, that's ludicrous. I mean, it's just insane. It's so beautiful.
But that's what they do when they're with the Marxist socialists, which is what they become and what they're representing. That's what they do. They take away past history. If they take away past history, then they can create your history. In one generation, they can make history whatever they want it to be, which is a lie.
I don't know. It's ludicrous what they're doing. You know, like I already said, they take one thing, like they were taking down the statues illegally, and the Dem-run cities were allowing it. Trump's speech, there was nothing racial about it. It was a very professional presidential speech. And it's one of the best that I've heard him do.
Yeah, it was very level voice, very level, not a lot of ranting or nothing like that. It was just talking about things that, we as people should be behind. Everybody could get behind.
You better get behind them, because they're going to start taking your liberties.
He says it. He says, no matter what your race, whatever your sexual orientation, your color, your creed, no matter what, we all, and he says all, everything is about all, not about him, not about white, all.
They are going to take it. I'm telling you, they're going to take it. I'm getting up in age now. I've seen it. I've seen a few things in my life.
Well, we're actually old enough to have seen racism towards its end. I mean, there's always going to be racist people on both sides everywhere. It doesn't matter. But we're old enough to remember what it was like and what it's become. Half these people arguing over race now are 20 years old and have not a clue.
They say it's never been great in America. Never been great. Maybe it hasn't been for them. Maybe it hasn't been. I've been around for many a year, and I can tell you what's great and what's not great. I've seen it. Yeah, these young kids have probably never seen. I don't know. They've always seen racism.
Well, I'll give you that they've probably seen a lot of racism if they lived in major cities and inner cities, because that is very different. But that's not racism created by the government or the United States. That's racism created by the plantation mentality of the Democrats running those cities for 50 or more years. And it's the basic, we'll give you free food, we'll give you free lodging, we'll give you this, we'll give you that, as long as you vote for us. That's a plantation mentality.
They go into, or like say Black Lives Matter, they go into the cities because people can't fight back. If they come out to a country, into the country, into the suburbs, into the farming community, into a hunting community, into communities where we own guns.
Well, they're very careful about where they go, because they tried going into a Hispanic community and that didn't work out well at all. Well, they were out fast.
They pick communities
that can't fight back. They're not allowed.
That are not allowed to have guns.
Yeah.
That can't fight back. It's just domestic terrorism. That's what terrorism is. You come into a neighborhood.
But the thing you have to
terrorize.
Where are those cities? Where are those things? It always ends up being a Democratic-run city. You don't see that kind of thing happen in a Republican-run city because they're not going to allow it. And every time they do it, it's somebody in the city going, well, they deserve it. Let them tear it up. It's, theirs. Let them destroy it.
It's not theirs. That's just it. These cities are not theirs. They say our streets, whose streets, our streets. No, it's not your street.
It's whoever lives on the street.
It's not your streets. The speech, I thought it was a very presidential speech.
Oh, extremely well done for him. I gotta be honest.
I'll be honest with you. Trump, I don't like his tweets. He can get out there a little bit, but that speech was a presidential speech. When he did that one, I can say he's my president.
Yeah, I got to agree with that. It's not one of those speeches you're like, yeah, okay, he just went off.
Yeah.
That was to the point, calm, collective.
That man has spent 3 years, almost 4 years now, fighting off the Democrats. The Democrats have attacked this man from one end to the other. This man had a comfortable life. A very comfortable life. It's kind of, to me, his life would be weird, but that was his life. He grew up that way. His father was rich. They had things that we didn't have, but he left that kind of living.
Literally lowered
to
his
help
standard.
The United States. How would you like to go from living over in his New York condo or apartment,
Florida golf course,
and go live in the White House? That
was a step down.
Yeah, I don't know if people realize that, but that was a big time step down. He did it for us.
Yeah, you have to remember also he's considered Republican, but he actually had the Republicans fighting against it. They didn't want him either.
Yeah.
Because he's not a politician. He's just a regular person businessman.
That they attacked him.
And he fought against the career politicians.
They attacked his family. I'm a Republican now. I've voted Democrat in the past. I've voted Republican. But I never came out and protested. I never came out and did any rioting. I didn't do none of that stuff. If a Democrat got in,
just how it is.
That's the way it is.
Deal.
The people voted. These Democrats are just they're building themselves up for a coup. I hate I hate to see it. And I want Trump to be president for the next 4 years. But if he is, this country's in a world of shit. It's in trouble because the Democrats have, they change the rules as they go.
Yeah.
They change the rules as they go. We need to get them seats, the congressional seats back. Because if they get them, there'll not be a bipartisan vote.
And for me, I want more people like Trump to where it's not Democrat Republicans getting in there. It's actual people that want to do something, not career politicians. Nothing will get solved with career politicians.
Well, I do hope he gets in. He's done a lot of good things. Every president that's been in office has done good things. You just don't hear about the good things. You always hear about the bad things. Barack Obama, he done good things. I think he turned the country against each other. He put the racial divide in there, but hey, that's my thinking. I'm Doug.
I'm Chris.
Remember, if you like the video, put a thumbs up. Please subscribe. If you want to talk about something, put it in the narratives down below, and we will talk about them. We'll talk to you on the next one.